just in Mexico. Today we're at the Centro Histórico of San Luis Potosi. We came to the Mask Museum, which is that building right behind me. They're having an event today called El Tianguis de la Máscara. And it's basically like a market with different vendors that come to sell their goods. So this building, the lot that it sits on actually used to be 5 different homes, and in the late 1800s somebody bought all 5 homes and demolished them, and they built this mansion. Eventually the mansion became federal property, and I believe in the 1980s is when they set up the museum in here. So that's pretty interesting. Let's go inside. The museum is dedicated to Mexico's masked dance and ritual heritage from the pre-Hispanic period, and they have a variety of masks, and as you know, they all represent something different. So they have some masks that represent conquistadors, some of them represent devils or demons. Some of them represent elderly people, like this one right here. It's titled Danza de Viejitos, and so this would be one of those costumes that represents an older generation. And then over here you can see a few more. It's very fascinating. The permanent collection in this museum consists of 1,300 pieces, making it the second largest collection in all of Mexico. The first is in Zacatecas City. Okay, so here we have some masks. And these actually represent deer. And if I'm reading the description correctly, it says the dancer representing the deer in Sonora and Sinaloa was chosen since they chose him, since he was a kid, and by his parents, and offered to the community to do this ritual or this dance. And so that would be like his responsibility, that boy's responsibility, for his entire life. And he was expected to remain agile, and I guess, stay in shape. So that's interesting. All these descriptions are in Spanish, so I'm trying my best to translate them. According to the description, this type of mask, which is enormous, it's huge, and it looks so much more stunning in person. So anyway, according to the description, this type of mask was used in the state of Michoacan for a celebration dedicated to Santiago Apostol. This celebration is done every year on the 25th of July, and these masks can be up to 2 meters long or tall and weigh up to 30 kilos or 66 pounds. So it's enormous. Can you imagine carrying that on your head or on your face? But according to the description, it was considered a great privilege to be able to wear that mask inside. I think it said inside a temple. Okay, so we just finished going through one room with all those exhibits, and now we got to go upstairs because there are other rooms with more masks. So some of these are temporary exhibits, and some of them are permanent. The permanent ones, like I said, there's 1,300 permanent pieces, but they do switch out the temporary pieces periodically, so you can see something different every time you come. And aside from the masks, just looking at the architecture of this mansion is just amazing. It's beautiful. It's called, or it's titled, Danza de los Cuchillos. Cuchillos meaning knives. And I can see how it got its name because the costume actually consists of 2 knives here at the ankles. So the people performing this ritual had to be very skilled because they had to perform the ritual without hurting themselves. And another name for this costume or this ritual is del ahorcado, meaning of the choked one. I hope I'm translating that properly, but basically it's used because during the ritual, the ritual itself represented the bad treatment that they received from the Spanish. So yeah, it's very interesting. This costume here is for a ritual from Hidalgo, the state of Hidalgo in Mexico, and it's celebrated on the Monday and Tuesday before Ash Wednesday every year. So the Monday and Tuesday prior to Ash Wednesday every year. And on Monday, the woman would come out and the men would hide. They would stay inside. And the woman would burn chilies to lure the men out. So that's pretty interesting. And on Tuesday, it was the men's turn to come out. Okay guys, thank you for coming along with me on this tour of the beautiful Mask Museum in San Luis Potosi. And I am going to be making more content of the city of San Luis Potosi because it's a beautiful city and I think it's super underrated. I don't know, maybe not many people know about it, but it really has so much to offer and there's so much to do. So if you're interested in seeing that, please make sure to like and subscribe to my channel. I'm also going to make videos of other places in Mexico, but I really want to focus on San Luis because I've lived here for 3 years. I love it and I just want to share it with the world. So like and follow, please. Bye.